Hey folks, Robbie Payne with Chrome Unbox coming at you today with a full review of the Acer Chromebase 24. Now this device comes in packing a Celeron 3215 CPU, 4 gigs of RAM, and 16 gigs of internal storage. And this is the entry-level model starting at $429 at certain outlets, and this device is available across many outlets. But there are also multiple configurations you can get yourself into, all the way up to an i5 with 8 gigs of RAM. So let's check out this device and see if it's the right fit for your home, your office, your school, or whatever place you might use it. So let's start up top with the screen. We're looking at this device. We have a 24-inch 1080p display that gets reasonably bright. If I pump up the brightness over the 2/3 of the way it is right now, it'll actually blow the camera out a little bit. So I do want to show you one thing though. If I pop the brightness down just a little bit, you can probably start seeing reflections pretty quickly because this device is actually relatively glare heavy. I work right next to a window and it was picking up glare all over the place. Part of that is because you can see there is actually a separation between the front panel of plastic or glass and the actual screen, and so that usually creates some pretty serious glare. The display also is a bit washed out looking, but pretty good overall. It is an IPS display, so it has nice wide viewing angles, and it doesn't feel bad to look at. The color temperature seems a little bit off to me, but overall it wasn't that bad to look at, and I'm used to working on a 25-inch Quad HD screen, so everything being a little bit bigger made it feel a little bit nicer to work on, if not a little bit claustrophobic. Moving on around the device, we have numerous ports, including 2 USB 3.0s on the back, right next to a USB 2.0 and the full-size HDMI. And then moving around to the side, you actually have another USB 3.0 port, full-size SD card slot, and the headphone microphone jack. Moving back to the front of the device, around the edges we have a considerable bezel, and then underneath we have stereo speakers that get quite loud and are quite full, but they're not the most balanced sound in the world. The stand underneath the screen that comes with it, if you choose not to mount it with a mount, is actually very robust, made of solid aluminum. It's quite heavy and works very well, and it allows the screen to actually adjust a handful back and forth and not have to be just straight up and down. So it holds the device very steadily and allows for good movement. As you can see on the desk, I have a couple peripherals working with this device as well, and just like any other Chrome OS device, most keyboards, trackpads, mice all work with this device. What I'm particularly using is the T650 trackpad, which if some of you have seen the HP Chromebook 13G1 review, you realize there was a little bit of an issue they had moving forward on some of these newer kernels. They are working through that issue and working through that bug, but it wasn't working with all the gestures. I'm happy to say that it works just fine with this device. All of your multi-touch gestures work. Performance hasn't really been an issue. We'll log out really quickly and run an Octane. Okay, we're here in guest mode, and you can kind of see some of that glare I was talking about. And that's at full brightness, so I'm seeing quite a bit of glare here. And we're just about finished here. Yeah, 16262. So it's performing pretty well for Celeron for a base model device. I've been impressed and been able to work from it. Actually hooked to a secondary Quad HD monitor with no issues. So to wrap up, I've been pretty happy with this device. Working from it hasn't been frustrating. There have been a few hiccups here and there, but I get that. It's a Celeron processor. The memory is small, but it seems like as time goes by, Chrome OS is adapting better to lower end hardware, and that's a win for everybody. It means that we don't have to pay these exorbitant amounts for these high level processors in order to get good performance. On a $429 device, I'm getting performance of what feels like much more. Is it the best screen in the world? No. Is it the best set of speakers that you can get? No. But overall the build quality feels good, it feels solid, the performance is good, and I've been really happy with it. And if you really wanted to, you could upgrade and get a little bit better performance. But imagine being able to take advantage of all the games and the apps that Android's going to bring in the fall. Imagine playing Fruit Ninja or Tap Tap Go or things like that on this device. It'll be a lot of fun for kids. This could be a great device in the house. It's just kind of centralized computing device. I highly recommend it. It's been very good, and I've enjoyed having it here in the office. Guys, if you have any comments, questions, please leave them in the comments below. You can leave them on the website, Google+, Twitter, Facebook, Chrome Unboxed, everywhere socially. If you like the video, please subscribe below. It helps us get more videos out. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it. And until we get to the next one, thanks. We'll see you next time.